Hello, this is Dr. Laban at Sullivan University. I'm the Director of Financial Planning and Military Affairs. Today, we're going to look at how to complete your Stafford Loan Master Promissory Note on the studentaid.gov website. So as you can see here, we have the studentaid.gov website, and there's a couple places you can go. You can look under Loans and Grants and click on Master Promissory Note, or inside the main area here, there's popular topics such as complete a master promissory note. And if you are in school, you can also complete a loan agreement master promissory note. For this template, you're going to go to Loans and Grants and then apply or click on Master Promissory Note MPN. This is also, there's another video with loan entrance counseling, which is another item that students will need to complete. If you click on this, it will pull up three options. You are an undergraduate student, which means you're working on a certificate, diploma, associate's, or bachelor's degree. You're a graduate or professional student, which means you're working on your master's, doctorate, or PharmD degree. Or if you are a parent of an undergraduate student, this is the plus loan. For this video, we are looking at the undergraduate master promissory note for Stafford subsidized and unsubsidized loans. You would click Log in to start and use your FSA ID to log into your student aid account to complete the master promissory note. For this demonstration, we will be clicking on View Demo. Once entered into the master promissory note, if you are logged in, it will fill in your information. But you want to make sure that your email and your phone numbers are correct. If you listed your driver's license, you can list it here, but this item is optional. You want to list your permanent address, and if this is correct, you're going to click the box. If there needs to be corrections, you're going to need to update it. If you have a different mailing address, perhaps you are away from home and you want to keep your home address as your permanent address, and you want to use the local address to Sullivan University as your mailing address, you can do so here, but you do not need to. Then you're going to click Continue. Then you're going to select your school. You can select the state of Kentucky and then type Sullivan University in here. Then click Continue. You will be required to add 2 references. Your first reference should be a family member. They prefer a parent or legal guardian, and the references must have 2 different addresses. You cannot use a reference who lives outside of the United States, and you must enter NA if they do not have a telephone number. The information that's going to be required of the references is their first name, last name, their relationship to you, their address, their telephone number, and optionally an email address. Once all this information is completed, click Add, which is not going to let me do in the demo, and then add the second reference. You must have 2. They must have 2 different addresses. And one should be a parent or legal guardian if they are still living and you have their contact information. Then click Continue. The next is the agreement. This is your understanding that you are borrowing a loan, and it is highly advisable that you read all these terms. Then click Continue. And there are additional agreements and terms that you should read discussing interest rates, when interest is charged, loan fees, loan cancellations, etc. After you've read all those items, click Continue. And then you have more important information because there's lots of agreements when you are borrowing a student loan or any loan. Bottom of that page, again, Continue. It's going to tell you a little bit more about the student loan programs and the requirements of them. If you have any questions after you have completed this, you can reach out to your financial planning coordinator. There are annual loan limits, and this shows a first year, which would be anybody working on any degree at Sullivan as an undergraduate, associates, or sorry, certificates and diplomas will only be awarded first year loans. Associate's degree and bachelor's degrees, once the number of credits to reach your second year, which is 36 credits, is reached, you're eligible for additional loans. And then once you are in a bachelor's degree and you have achieved your third year loan limits, you're capped out at your higher loan limits. Dependent students are limited to the amount of loans. Independent students have a higher limit. And the dependency is based upon if you had to include your parents' information on the FAFSA. There are also aggregate loan limits, and these are important to understand that as a undergraduate student, you cannot borrow over this amount. So every time we send you an award letter for your initial award letter, we will send what's called a borrow wisely, and this will show what your current aggregate is, what your current loan debt is, and how much you have to borrow to reach your aggregate so that you can ensure that you have the funding available to pay for your degree. Interest rates will change, but they are capped every year, and they will not go above 8.25 for a subsidized loan and direct subsidized loan for undergraduates. This again talks more about interest and interest capitalization, and then it gives you an example of how capitalized interest will impact your total repayment. There are potential fees, and you do not have to borrow the full loan. Click continue. We have the last page of the MPN agreement, and it discusses how the loans will come to you, what loans can be used for, how you need to report any changes to the servicer, when you're starting repayment, different types of repayments. There are many different ways to repay back these student loans. And then, if you go into default, you might have to prepay the entire thing back. They're going to report to credit agencies. You can postpone your payments. As you can see, there's a lot of different rules regarding this. So I do advise you to read through this and see what works best for you. And then click continue. Then you're going to be reviewing your contact information that you have placed on here. Once you continue, then you're going to click that you are certifying this electronically, sign and submit, and continue. And then your master promissory note is done. You can report to your admissions advisor or your financial planning coordinator that it is complete, and we can go out onto the website to pull it down for your file. There's no reason for you to print it out, but if you want to save a copy for your own future references, that is highly encouraged. If you have any questions regarding this, please contact your financial planning coordinator. You have a wonderful day, and I'm so excited for you to start at Sullivan University.